Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yohana, live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahushua in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yohana will put 12 chill General Mahaiman scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Wam Yasha'Allah, Yasha'Allah, Yasha'Allah.
Want us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
All right, Shalom with the ISUPK. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And from 1969, we've been teaching the truth according to the Bible that blacks, Hispanics, and Native.
I think the other one is frozen.
Better now?
Okay,
in case. Like UK trip coming up, contact the school at 079 607 46784. Any information you need, just contact us on that. We have classes at 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have it online on ISUPK United Kingdom social media. That's Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. You know what I mean? So look out for that. A lot of information coming out as well. So Monday, 7 to 9, 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. That would be the history class. Tuesday, same time, same location. That would be the brotherhood class. Wednesday, same time, same location. That would be the law class. And Thursday, same time, same location is scripture breakdown class. Anything you don't understand according to the Bible, you bring it to this class, and we'll break it down for you. Hence why it's called a scripture breakdown class.
Right.
I got Raul Budden in here. You also got in here Nakapaya, Yakowam, and any questions, let me know. Anything you're going over in camp or anything, just let me know, and we'll break it down for you and teach you how to break it down. Also, fuck it, hey, call him on that as well, please.
It's like I said, I have a question if I could.
Give me 1 second, Raul. I'm turning you up in and speaker.
Come on, sir.
Yeah, go on. What you saying?
Come on, sir. I have a question if I could for a breakdown on 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse Let me see. From verse 13 down to let's see, 25 or 26. Now, this it mentioned in the beginning, sort of like Jews and Gentiles coming together. So obviously the Jews that were in the land and the Jews that were outside the land, or the Israelites that were outside the land, coming together as one body. But following on, can this scripture also be used to break down sort of rank and the different positions brothers have in the school as well?
Go on, read it. Let me see.
Can't answer. Book 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse. Let's see. Verse 13. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body.
So you know what that means, right?
Can't.
So by one Spirit, man. In the UPK, we all have one Spirit. We ain't taught by 4 or 5 different men. A bit of this, a bit of that. A bit, a bit of Christianity, a touch of Islam, a touch of Buddhism. Nah, man. We're baptized by one Spirit, which is Yahushua. Yahushua taught us how to live. The Bible is our teaches us how to dress, how to conduct ourselves, how to act, how men should be, how women should be. We are baptized, we're cleaned, we're taught again by one Spirit. You know what I mean? Polite got some doctrine called New Covenant. And he says, he goes, I make comparison studies. I take good bits from different religions. We don't have that. In the UPK, we're taught under one baptism. We're cleansed under one baptism, which is Yahushua. Keep it in.
Can't. Whether we be Jews or Gentiles.
Whether Jews or Gentiles, just like today in the UPK, man. Whether you're in America, whether you're in the UK, you know what I mean? One thing we all have in common, we look the same, we teach the same, we dress the same, we act the same. The same thing you hear a brother say in America, the same thing you hear a brother say in the UK. We are one-bodied, man. Same way how the brothers are hardcore in one country, we're hardcore in Trinidad. Same way they're hardcore in Trinidad, the same way they're hardcore in Mexico. Brothers say no sweat in New York, they say don't sweat in the UK also. We have one body, one spirit, man. Which is what a spirit is like. What your characterism, your spirit is your character, your vibration, and we got that in the Irish UPK. One spirit, one character. Women in the UPK have one character, man.
That's right.
Which is being humble. Brothers in the UPK have one character, which is what being godly and masculine. Keep it in.
Can't. Whether we be bond or free.
Whether bond or free, whether you're in jail, whether you're not in jail, man. Whether your brother that got loads of debt, whether your brother that's rich, man. Whether your brother that went to college and got good grades or whatnot, and your brother that never, your brother that was in and out of jail, the one thing we all have in common, the same spirit, man.
Right.
When you camp, if you're a man that's not in the UPK and you go to camp and you see brothers, in black boots, braids, fringes, looking rough, listen, what you don't know is they're all different brothers. Some of them have 2 wives, some of them have 1, some of them went to university, some of them haven't. Some of them are, you got, loads of children. Some got none. Some are young. Some are old. But you just see one body. You say, oh my God, who are these thugs, man? You don't say, oh, look at these thugs, but this one looks cool, though. You see one body, man. We all come from different parts of life, man. Different countries, different cities, man. Born free, you know what I mean? Born in the truth, not born in the truth, but we have one spirit, one body, one character. Keep it in.
One concept. It's like Jews and Gentiles, and whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one spirit.
There you go. We're all one spirit. We all drink of one spirit. We all partake in one spirit. If that makes sense. Keep it in.
For the body is not one member, but many.
And then it goes on to the body is not one member, but many. So he's comparing being in the truth to having a body. Having a body, you don't have one member. A member is a body part. You have different body parts, and they make up one body. You have your fingers, your toes, your hands, your nose, or whatever. And your fingers is the reason why your hands can hold stuff to eat. And your brain is the reason why you can think, and your legs is the reason why you can walk. All these things have different purposes, but they all work towards the same thing. Just like you got a brother that was born, a brother that was free, a brother that from this part of the world, from that part of the world, but all these brothers are here on one mission to teach about Yahushua, man, and to bring forth his kingdom. You got brothers born in Trinidad. Why? Because their mission is to make sure Trinidad hears this word, man. You got brothers born in the UK. Why? So we're here to raise up brothers in the UK. We got different offices, different members, but we're all working towards that one goal just like a body. A body, what every different member works so that body can live, man. So that body can live. Without the feet, you couldn't walk.
Right.
Without the mind, you couldn't think. But overall, all these things are different offices, but they make sure that the body eats, the body survives, the body's taken care of. Just like you in the UPK, my brothers are mechanics. So them brothers are mechanics. Why? So they can fix the camp van, use their expertise to fix the camp van, so we can go to camp, man.
Right.
Brothers out there that are, you know, more intellectual and can do with the more electronic side and work with technology. And they're the reason why we have TikTok accounts and Facebook accounts and, you know, good edited videos and good edited flyers so people can hear the truth, man. Then the brothers out there that can speak well, can speak very well, man, can convince anybody to come in the truth, man. And that's why they're here, man. Everyone has their different, you know, the different offices. And overall, we all work towards the same goal, to getting people in this truth, man. To changing people's lives, man. To bringing forth this kingdom. Keep it in.
If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body.
There you go. The foot can't say, oh, well, you know, I'm not the hand, so therefore I'm not in the body. You might see a brother with a talent and think, oh, well, his talent's better than mine, man. Oh, I ain't in the truth, man. I ain't a big speaker like this brother. This brother is always on the podium getting thousands of views, man. I'm just at the back doing the wiring. Nobody don't know me, man. And guess what? Your wiring is the reason why he can get thousands of views. If it wasn't for you, that mic wouldn't be wired up. That camera wouldn't be wired up. The computer wouldn't be wired up. And therefore, nobody would hear this brother speaking, man. And he wouldn't get thousands of views. You can't look at a brother's talent and feel, oh, he's better than me, man. Oh, man. So the hand can't say, the foot's doing all the running, all the kicking, all the climbing. Listen, man, I'm irrelevant now, man. Even your pinky finger, man. If it wasn't for your pinky finger, as small as it is, you could have held nothing. So even though you might think that your part is small, it's still relevant, man, and it's still needed. That's the point it's getting at here. Not more so rank, but more so your office in the truth. You know what I mean? UPK, we have departments, and brothers are over certain departments, man. You might think, well, you know, I'm not Shamar, and I'm not, you know, I'm not a good camp speaker, so what good am I now, man? You take your office, the office the Lord gives you, you take it, man. I don't care if your office is small. I don't care if you think it's small and you think it's not important. Listen, you work the office to the best of your ability, man. Remember Cat Williams had a joke. Cat Williams goes, if you got a brought down car, I want to see you washing that car like it's a brand new car, man. It's yours. You better wash it and hoover it, man. And if you got a small department or a department that you think is smart, it better be the best department, man. Your department could be hoovering the floor. You better hoover the hell out of them floors, man. You make it shine and not a speck of dust I want to see on that floor, man. You gotta take pride in it, man.
Right.
Likewise, if you're doing the wiring, you gotta make sure when you come to camp, you gotta make sure I'm doing my wiring. I want the whole world to hear these brothers speak loud, man. Speak loud and bold. So therefore, I'm gonna wire it up so good, you see, that these brothers can speak good, and everyone can hear them, everyone can see how powerful they are. If your job is to get water, man, you're meant to get water with pride, man.
That's right.
You're meant to get water, the ice, and in your mind say, yeah, make sure these brothers are hydrated today. Make sure they're hydrated, so when they're speaking, they, you know, their throat ain't dry. Here you go, bro. Here's yours. Take pride in it, man. Don't be like, well, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't got the biggest of offices, so forget about it, man. Don't forget the sisters. The sisters cook for the school, man. They ain't saying, oh God, you know, I'm just cooking. I ain't doing much, man. If it wasn't for your cooking, a feast day, it wouldn't be. You could have a feast day without a feast, man. You can't have a feast day if you're not feasting. God. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're doing the classes. Like, I can't wait for the film. Smelling in the kitchen. I can't wait, man. I'm like, yo, how long can you put this class, man? And that could have happened without sisters, man. But they ain't saying, oh, I just cook, man. I don't do much, man. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing for me now, man. You take pride in your office, man. Even though it's not small, but you may think it's small. Keep it in.
Khan. Is it therefore not of the body?
And it's saying, is it therefore not of the body? So it's a hand, it's a pinky finger, but it's of the body, isn't it? It's a part of the body. It's a part of the same mission. You're carrying water for the camp. Are you not in the school? Are you not doing something? Like these things more like a car. A car has different parts, man. Got the engine, got the gearbox. It got even the wing mirror, I'm telling you something about a wing mirror here. A wing mirror looks so insignificant, until I lost mine. I couldn't see nothing. I'm parked up, I couldn't get out. I'm like, if I come out, I'm gonna get clogged. Imagine, I'm parked on the curb, and and I can't get out, man. So as small as a wing mirror, I can't back up. Indicator, I'm thinking, yo, should I take the chance? I need to get out. Something as small as that is a big issue, man.
That's right.
Listen, go out there and break a wing mirror. And listen, if you're parked up on the right-hand side, with your driver's side towards the curb, try to get out, man. It's important. Even if you look behind you, as soon as you turn back around, you're thinking, yo, can I go now? It's dangerous, man. Something smaller than that. And guess what? That wing mirror is a part of the car. It's a part of the car. That little wing mirror makes the whole car. Without that wing mirror, your whole car is damn near useless.
Right.
Damn near useless and hard to drive. That wing mirror is a part of that car, man, and it's important. And that brother carrying the water is a part of the camp, man. You tell that speaker that gets millions of views, man. Ask him, yo, how would it be if so-and-so didn't bring the water? He said, oh, that would be hell. I don't know how I could function without it. We're all needed, man. Keep it in.
If the whole body were an eye, where the hearing.
There you go. If the whole body was an eye, then how are we going to hear? If everybody in the school was good speakers, then what about flyers? You know what I mean? If everybody in the school was good, if the whole body was an eye, then how would it hear? If the whole school was just wonderful speakers, then what about internet promotions, man? If the whole body was, the whole school was a school of wonderful, excellent speakers, then who's going to do the wiring so that we can hear them on the street? Who's going to make the garments and make them glorious? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everyone plays their part. And when you play your part, that's how you have a functioning body, man. If everybody was an eye, then, well, that eye would be no good if there's no feet to carry it where it got to go. The eye would be no good if there's no hands to feed the body. Everyone can't be one office because there's the other offices that are important that makes the school run. You feel me?
Correct.
Read that part again, Baba Kashan.
If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole body were hearing, where were the smelling?
There you go. If the whole body was hearing, then where was the smelling? Everybody can't be one thing, man. Don't think, oh, man, I'm insignificant. No, man. You play a wonderful part, man, and we appreciate your part in the UPK, man. We appreciate it, man. Wonderful flyers, man. Wonderful speakers, man. Wonderful brothers that are good with their hands and can wire up a camp. Brothers that can get all the camp equipment and build it up in 5 minutes, man. Brothers that, they hear the camp car and go, nah, man, certain don't sound right with that engine right there, man. Certain don't sound right with the alternator. Brothers that are good on StreamYard, brothers that are good at, internet promotions, and brothers that come up to us and say, sir, there's a new app called blah, 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 blah. I think we need to be on this. I'm old, I don't know nothing. These brothers bring it to my attention. All types of stuff, brothers that make adverts, brothers that are outgoing, man, and to speak to people on the slavery and hand them flyers and so forth. The brothers that are different offices, man. And all together as a collective, we are one body, and this body functions. Why? Because different brothers play their position. Just like any job, everybody can't be a manager. You know what I mean? Any job, some people, there's HR, there's payroll, there's people that get dirty on the floor and do the hard work, and that's how you get a fully working establishment, man. Keep it in.
So, say, if I could, as you were saying, relating this to a manager and a business, like say you got the manager, you got the janitor, you got everything in between. Can this also be related to rank? So, for example, you can't have, everyone can't be a trooper because then you have no one to lead. And for example, everyone can't be, what is a captain without officers and troopers to lead, to get work done? Is that also in the same, can this also be used to break that down?
I wouldn't even say rank. This is more your duty, because you could be a captain. Your duty could, you could be an officer, a trooper, and your duty is pretty much, depending on what your talent is, you could have the same kind of talent. I'll say it's mainly your talent that you possess.
Right.
Like hands, feet, and eyes is not about rank. It's about what they can do. It's about what they can do. You could be a captain, and be over the similar than what an officer over. It's not really about your rank. It's what you can do. Like eyes don't have a rank. Eyes ain't better than the hands. Eyes do something different than the hands. That's what he's saying here. Saying the nose ain't better than this. It does something different. So it's mainly the talent or the gift that you possess, not really about rank. If that makes sense. Yeah, keep it in. Baba Kushar.
Oh, come on. Verse 18. But now hath God set the members, every one of them, in the body as it hath pleased him.
There you go. And God put men in the body as it pleased him. As it pleased God said, this brother's good at this. Let him go here. This brother's good at this. Let him go there. And how do you know your talent in the truth, man? Don't force it. Don't envy another brother's talent. Don't try to be another brother, man. When you come in, you would know where you fit in, man. Brothers will see your talent and say, you know what, brother, you deserve to be over this. Brothers will see you that you're vigilant and you're always on guard and you're always watching and go, you know what, that brother needs Shamar. Brothers will see how you're good on the computer and say, you know what, that brother's over IT. Brothers will see how you are. You ain't got to force it and try to think, what is my thing? Brothers will see that you're a guy that takes notes and you're always on top and they go, you know what, this brother here is gonna do the checklist for the camp equipment. It's as simple as that, man. You ain't gotta fight it. You ain't gotta say, what can I do? You'll fit right in. Brothers will see what you're good at and say, boom. You know what I mean? This is what this brother's good at, man. And therefore he needs to be over this. It's kind of like that. Is there any more?
Let me see. If I could get a breakdown on this next part as well, because the wording's a little bit confusing. It's like, verse 19. And if they were all one member, where were the body?
That's the part you don't understand.
I think I understand that part. It's the next verse.
So if we were all one member, then it wouldn't be a body. If it was one big eye, then it wouldn't be a body. A body is something that consists of different body parts. If all was one, then it wouldn't be a body. You keep it in.
Verse 20. But now are they many members, yet but one body.
Again?
But now are they many members, yet but one body.
So that's the part you don't understand.
So I think I got it now with the.
Got it now, yes. So now with many members, we do different things, but we all work towards one goal.
Right.
Saying it's useless if you're one member because you won't have nobody. Everyone's doing the same thing, then you're not a body. But now we're many members with different body parts, but one body, work towards one goal. That's what it's talking about.
You know
I mean, that's how it works. When you got an establishment where everybody wants to be the boss, everybody wants to be in charge, everybody wants to do this, nothing gets done, man. Everyone knows that. Nothing gets done. When you have many members, you have one body. When one man says, I'll take care of this, I'll take care of that, that's how things get done. That's how we work with it in the UPK. Was there anything else?
Like I said, that broke it down for me.
All right, most time Christ, man. Any questions, type them in. Give me First Chronicles 11 and 10, Baba Kushas. This talking about King David's mighty men. So the class today is basically talking about you can have strength, you can be strong, but overall, if you ain't got God with you, it doesn't matter, man.
Right.
It doesn't matter, man. We're gonna get there anyway, but give me 1 Corinthians 11 and 10 when you're there. You down to verse 25.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 10. These also are the chief of the mighty men whom David had.
So King David was a mighty man in Israel, man. You know what I mean? A black man for the tribe of Judah. You know what I mean? Christ's great grandfather, man.
Right.
And King David had an army, and the army consists of mighty men, but King David had chief mighty men, meaning top mighty men. I think he had 7 mighty men. I could have been 7. Just like the president today or the prime minister today, they got an army, but then they got the secret service, man. And the secret service were nice in close proximity of him. Close proximity. What's it called again, Alban? Close contact, they call it. What's it called? Close contact.
It's like your personal detail.
Yeah, man. Like you got regular security, then you got that close one, man. But King David had that. King David had chief mighty men, meaning he had mighty men and chief man at the top. He had chief mighty men. And the Bible about to run down is chief mighty men and what they're good at and what they did and their acts. Keep it in.
Who strengthened themselves with him in his kingdom.
And these men strengthened themselves with him in the kingdom. They were strong with him. They fought with him in his kingdom when times were going hard with King Saul and so forth. These men fought with him, man. Keep it in.
Who and with all Israel to make him king, according to the word of the Lord concerning Israel.
And these men fought with King David. When you read the story, King David was fighting against Saul, fighting against the Philistines, and these men was with him from the get-go, fought with him until he was king, until he was up there. And these same 7 mighty men served him until he died, man. Keep it in.
And this is the number of the mighty men whom David had: Jashobeam and Hakmonite, the chief of the captains.
So he had one guy called what's his name again?
Jashobeam or Jashobeam.
Man. The chief of King David's army. See again, one body, man, but different members. This man was in charge. Everybody can't be general.
God.
Everybody can't be, the top man, the guy in charge of the army. One guy has to give orders, man. Even a football team has a captain. Even a football team has a coach.
Mm-hmm.
If every man says, I'm not going to pass the ball, I'm going to do what I want to do, then goals wouldn't be scored, man. A captain has to put man in position. A captain got to put one man in midfield, one man in goal, one man as striker, one man as attacker. Else nobody will know what they're doing, man.
Right.
Keep it in.
Khan. He lifted up his spear against 300 slain by him at one time.
A black man, Hispanic man, native Indian man. This is our history, man. You're talking about King David's mighty men, and then it's letting you know why they were mighty. This man lifted up his spear against 300 men at one time, man. And don't tell me this is what's it called? What's the word? Unrealistic. Because black men do it today. Have you not heard of the Olympics, which black people dominate? Have you not heard of the sprint, which black people dominate? Usain Bolt won 100 meters. 100. You know how far 100 meters is? 100-meter race here in 7 seconds, man. That's crazy. Imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a man's won 100 meters, man. You know why? Because we can get Usain Bolt descends from these same brothers here, man. It's like this. And the sister said to try to do it in movies like Troy to make the Edomite look, glorious, and Superman to make him look glorious. But listen, man, the Superman on the face of the earth is black people, man. Usain Bolt is superhuman. That what he done there is crazy. And guess what? You know what's crazy? Before Usain Bolt had the world record there, what color was the man that had it before him? Does anyone know? Black man.
Black.
Yeah. And guess what? When you joke before him, yeah. Who had the record before him? What color was he?
Black.
Black man. Yeah, exactly. Mike Tyson been knocking out, man. First round, man. First round. They said Mike Tyson. I think they said he hits the same power as a car moving at 30 miles per hour, man. She's strong, man. She's strong. And if Mike Tyson ain't good, who else is good, man? Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
You know what I mean? Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. The amount of black boxers, this goes on, man. Black man, you are the warriors on the face of the earth, man.
That's right.
You are always have been, always will be. It's not hard to believe that Usain Bolt can run so fast. Why? Because his descendants could run fast, man. His descendants killed 300 men at one time with a spear. His descendants won wars, man, with no body armor. You better read about the Maccabees, man. You better read about the Maroons in Jamaica, man. The Maroons in Jamaica fought the British Army, and the British Army had shields and swords and guns and wonderful, nice uniform, and was marching in order. And these was black men with a couple musket guns, man. That just knew how to maneuver and knew how to maneuver in the mountains and killed the British Army, man. The British Army, that got the biggest empire on the face of the earth, man. Bigger than the French, bigger than the Spanish, and some Maroons, some niggas that lived in the bushes, man. Killed them to the point that they had to make a peace treaty with them. So allow it, man. We can't fight. I tell you what, you just stay in the bushes then, and can we have the rest of Jamaica? That's fine. We'll control the rest of Jamaica, man. Had to make a peace treaty because it wasn't working for them, man. They tried everything, man. They tried hiring pirates. They tried hiring Henry Morgan and people like that, and it just wouldn't work, man. Why? Because black people, we're strong. We got strength, man. We got strength and physical strength and ability and speed and the whole nine. And there's no other nation in the world can step to us, man. Blacks, Hispanics, right. And Native Indians, man. Keep it in.
Khan. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo.
So next man, that was him. The next brother too, man, who was also mighty. Let's read his acts.
The Ahahai, who was one of the three mighties. He was with David at Pasdamim, and there the Philistines were gathered together to battle, where was a parcel of ground full of barley, and the people fled from before the Philistines.
There you go. So another brother that went to battle, man, and chased off Philistines, a whole army of Philistines. You had one brother that killed How much? About 100 people to spear, man. And why is it hard to believe, man? Look at the best black football players, man. Pele, Henry, all these brothers here, man, running up and down the pitch, man. The best basketball players, man. If anyone that can run up and down the pitch for an hour and a half, listen, my hat goes off to you, man. Because Salakia, I run up the stairs, man, and I'm out of breath, man. A black man, listen, your forefathers run up and down the pitch, man. Run up and down the basketball court, man, like it's nothing. Box for 10 rounds, man. Run 100 meters in 7 seconds, man. This is what our people do. So our people are physically strong and always have been, man. That's why it's not hard to believe a man can kill 100 in a war, man. That's how black people are. Right. We're gifted when it comes to strength, man. And all these nations know that. That's why when it comes to finding next talent, where do they go? In the ghetto, man. How is it a black man raised on bad food, raised on broken homes, is stronger than all these white people that had the proper training, man? They had the proper training, raised up properly, had the right funding. Then you got Usain Bolt, man, just running up and down in Jamaica barefoot, man. You know what I mean? Just dusting all these white people on the track. He went to proper school, they know how to line up their trajectory and line up this properly. And Usain Bolt just running, just regular. That's because black man, you're superhuman, man, and it's in your genetics, man. It's in your blood, man. God. We're built different from these other nations, man. To any other nation, it's a myth. It's a myth. Listen, we're reading the Bible right now, and people say, "Oh, one man killed 1,000." No, that's a myth, man. Let me tell you something. In 100 years from now, you're gonna open the books of racing, and you're gonna say, "A man ran 100 meters in 7 seconds." That's not true, man.
Right.
You're reading the Bible right now. You're saying a man killed 100 people. That ain't true. How could it happen? Believe me. In 100 years from now, you're gonna read. You're gonna watch a video about a man called Usain Bolt, man. You're gonna watch him in Beijing. You say, "Oh, that's fake, man." You're gonna hear about Mike Tyson knocking out man in 10 seconds. You say, "Oh, that's fake, man." You're gonna hear about all the great works of black people. Say, "Nah, that ain't true." You're gonna hear about Ronaldinho shooting from the halfway line into a goal. You're gonna say, "Nah, man, that's fake, man. That's Photoshopped, man." Why? Because to you that's supernatural, but to us that's normal, man. Keep it.
So, like I say, if I could, I just want to make sure I understand this verse 13.
Go on.
So he says, he was with David at Pas-dammim, and there were the Philistines were gathered together to battle, where there was a parcel of ground full of barley. Is that saying like there was I know in certain ages they would store stuff in like clay or in like mud and dried mud and use that to store food? Is that saying there was like a lot of barley stored in like a parcel like a earth?
Where you at again? It was
in First Chronicles 11 and verse 13, sir.
2 seconds.
Can't have one part.
11:13, yeah?
Can't.
I'm about to get back to you.
Can't.
I know barley's like wheat.
Can't.
So I know they'll gather together against. So the Philistines were gathered together, and we was gathered together, and we was fighting on a ground full of barley. So I'm not sure if it was hard to fight on barley ground. It's probably spongy, or I'm not sure. But it's saying that the ground was full of barley.
Can't, sir. And the people fled from before the Philistines.
Keep reading.
And they set themselves in the midst of that parcel and delivered it. And
we sat in the middle of the parsley, the parcel of barley, and slew the Philistines. Keep it in. Wow. So it said the people fled before the Philistines. So everybody else was scared. Oh God, the Philistines are too strong. Oh, we can't do this, man. But this mighty man here stood strong, man, and he fought right there in the middle, in the field of barley, and slew them same Philistines, man.
Right.
Keep it in.
And the Lord saved them by a great deliverance.
And the Lord saved us by a great deliverance. Everyone else was scared and shook and thought, this can't work, man. There's loads of them. They're strong. They're Hamites. They're this, they're that. This brother stood strong and fought, man. Keep it in.
Verse 15. Now 3 of the 30 captains went down to the rock to David, into the cave of Adullam, and the host of the Philistines encamped in the valley of Rephaim. And David was then in the hold, and the Philistines' garrison was then at Bethlehem.
Okay, so a garrison is like a stronghold. So the Philistines had a garrison. If you know anything about war, how war starts is this is how war starts. You come from your country into another man's country. One's under attack, one's under defense. Just like with Russia and Ukraine right now. Ukraine's under defense, Russia's under attack. So what happens is Russia will come from Russia to Ukraine. Ukraine will try to keep them out. You're back then, you shoot arrows from a distance or whatnot. Or now, you know, they shoot from afar. A lot of soldiers die till they get in, but some get in. Once they hit that soil, they set up camp. They set up camp, so they'll win that first battle, go under defense. Once the Ukrainians, you know, retreat or run off or whatever, start setting up tents. You know what I mean? Get your food out, you know. And what you try to do is little by little push. And that's what the Philistines did to us. They had a garrison in Bethlehem. So they had a stronghold, a place where they were dwelling in Bethlehem. So a garrison is like a trench or a place where you set up camp. And that's how it works. When you watch the movie 300 or Troy, when they come on the boats, and they run the first battle, they run everyone off. And first thing they do, take their ships on the shore and set up.
I'm watching that movie.
Sometimes even what the white man did in Britain when he went to fight against the Native American Indians, he even made a fence. So at night time, the American Indians couldn't, you know, kill him. And they have one man on Shamar watching, and you know they'll push, call for more troops and so for that. What's that?
I was watching Braveheart the other day, and that's what happened. They was doing similar things like that.
Yeah, they get in there first, and then set up camp.
They went into England, and the Scottish they went into was it Yorkshire side first, and they got control of that. And then in the movie, you know what I mean? And then
there you go. You ever heard the saying? You've won the battle, we haven't won the war.
Yeah.
The war is the whole thing. The battle is just that fight. Yeah. So you win that battle just to set up garrison. But the war ain't done though. You won that war. Boom. So set up a place where you can sleep at night, and then from there. So they did that to us. They had a garrison in Bethlehem, which is in the land of Judah. You know, Bethlehem means house of bread. You know, it's a famous city in Judah, and the Philistines had a stronghold there. Keep reading.
And David longed and said, "Oh, that one would give me drink of the water of the well of Bethlehem, that is at the gate."
Okay, so this is a famous story in Israel, man. Famous. The Philistines had a garrison in Bethlehem. This is mad. And David's on the run. And David's saying, you know what? I miss how the water tastes in Bethlehem, man. Imagine you're homesick, like, I miss the water in. You're out, but you know the ones say, like, I miss the water in Manny, man. I miss like taste. I miss home. I miss like you miss home. Like the air is different back home, man. You know, like you're born in Jamaica, so you just miss the patties in Jamaica. You know what I mean? So the Philistines are in Bethlehem, so we can't go there. It'll be a death mission. But David wants the water, man. He said, I miss how the water tastes in Bethlehem. Keep it in.
And the three break through the host of the Philistines and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem. That was by the gate.
Imagine this. Imagine David. David go, you know what? I want some water, man, from Bethlehem, man. And these men went to Bethlehem just to get David some water, man. That's a real gangster right there, man. Some bad man. Fuck that. Yo, listen, the king wants some water. We're gonna go get him some water, man. And got him the water that he wanted, even though it was a death mission, even though it was no man's land, even though it was a no. These men did that, man. That's how gangster these men were, man. So fuck that. We go in there. This is First Chronicles 11 and 16, I believe. Read that again, please.
And the three break through the host of the Philistines and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate.
These three men broke through the host, a host of the army. These three men broke through the host of the Philistines and got that water, man. So damn that we're getting this water, man. Rushed in there, slew them, got the water and brought it back to their king, man. Why? Because their king wanted it, man. Because their king wanted it, man. Listen, if you're talking about, I ain't serving no man. Where's that in the Bible? You better read this, man.
That's right.
I ain't calling the man kind of one. I ain't getting him I ain't getting him some brandy. And these men did it for David. You don't know the Bible, man. These men risked their life to get David some water, man. Water. It rains all over the globe. And these men risked their life. And but you don't want to give a general a brandy and a napkin, so lock it. You just don't know the Bible, man. Keep it in.
And took it and brought it to David.
And they took it and brought it to David. This how they love their king, man. So I'm gonna serve you, man. Do anything for you, man. You know what I mean? we're giving our service to you. And this look how brotherly David was. Imagine these men risked their life to get water. This is what David did. Keep it in.
Another one can't. But David would not drink of it, but poured it out to the Lord.
And David wouldn't drink it. These men risked their life, and David, he said, I can't drink this, man. And he poured it out on the floor. Keep it in.
And said, my God, forbid it me that I should do this thing.
And David said, listen, God forbid I do this, man. I mean, I can't do this, man. Keep it in.
Shall I drink the blood of these men that have put their lives in jeopardy?
And look at that, man. David goes, listen, he goes, I can't drink this water. These men put their life at risk, man. So I can drink. Forget that, man. I'm going to pour it out, man. I'm not going to drink the blood of these men that put their life in jeopardy, man. David's like, listen, we're on a run right now, man. The Philistines are taking over our land. I can't be drinking nice. Meanwhile, everyone's living horrible, man. I can't make these men risk their life, but meanwhile, I'm up here drinking good, man. And that's a real leader of blacks, despite the native Indians, man. Right. Every other leader out there, you serve them, you give them money. You've never heard a leader that say, you know what, take your money back, man. I can't take your money meanwhile you're on child support, man. I can't take your money meanwhile you're suffering and dying, man. I can't live good and be flying in jets and airplanes and going to the Bahamas meanwhile you're poor. I can't do that, man. Take it back, man. That's what David did. That's a real leader of blacks, despite the native. And David said, I can't. Imagine this. David's missing his country. So are they? Imagine that we're all missing our country and we all want some water from Bethlehem, and there's me gulping in front of your face. Guys, tastes good, you know. Tastes just like how it was before the police took over. Oh, that's wonderful. David said, nah, man, you know what? How about none of us drink it, yeah? You know what I mean? And that's the man that you should serve, man. Right. But when the suffer, it's all suffer, man. You better watch Nut TV. Yeah, Nut TV, man, there's a video with Captain Sakawar, man, where he must have, they had limited camp funds and they're always eating double cheeseburgers. And Sakawar said, fuck it, I got a bit extra money in my pocket. You know, I'll get a different burger. And he got blasted, man. And the general said, it's not about money. It's not about getting a burger. He goes, the brothers here that could do the same thing, but we all eat the same thing, man. And we all suffer together, man. If everyone got to eat double cheeseburgers, we all eat it, man. So he got blasted. He goes, Jericho Thompson, who the fuck do you think you are, man? We out here eating double cheeseburgers, and you're out here with some fancy burger with lettuce and cheese and double cheese. Who the fuck do you think you are, man? We all suffer together, man.
Right.
If we don't run, if we all get rushed, we all get rushed, man. We don't run and leave our brother, man. If we're all hungry, man. We all take camp funds out. You brothers know how we roll, man. We all take camp funds out. Ask every brother what he wants, man. Because you're a trooper, you don't get palmed off with a double cheeseburger. Meanwhile, next man eating jerk, man. We eating jerk today, we all eating jerk, man. When we're up, we're all up. And when we're down, we're all down, man.
That's right.
We're all down, man. You know what I mean? When you're not knowing camp, man. Remember that time when also I was getting sick of the same KFC? Captain Shaw was like, well, you know, we're all sick with it together, man.
Right.
Gotta eat dry KFC, so we're all eating it together. That's how it is. And that's King David road. King David had the same mentality, man. Poured it out on the floor. So listen, I can't be drinking water. You know what I mean? Tasting, getting memories of how Jerusalem was before the Philistines came. Meanwhile, you brothers are there, that's looking at me now, man. That's some brotherly, man. Keep it in.
Right. Can't. For with the jeopardy of their lives, they brought it.
Yeah, man. These brothers risked their lives to get this water, man. I can't be like, thanks, guys, and just gulp it back. Nah, man. That's disrespectful.
Right.
Keep it in.
Therefore, he would not drink it.
And King David wouldn't drink it. Wouldn't drink it. So damn that. Keep it in.
These things did these three mightiest. And Abishai.
Sorry, carry on.
And Abishai, the brother of Joab, he was the chief of the three. For lifting up his spear against 300, he slew them and had a name among the three.
Right, read that again. By Abishai.
And Abishai, the brother of Joab, he was chief of the three.
Right now. What's it saying? Number one, before we go anywhere,
come on.
What was Abishai?
It's like if I could.
Go on.
He was the highest ranking man of the three. So.
There you go, man. The rank again in the Bible. Out of them three men, the three men that ran up on the Philistines and killed them, took water, there was one man in charge of them three, man.
Cool.
One man said, listen, I want you to go over here, you to go over there, I'll take this. I want you to that, you report to me. They didn't go on their own accord. There wasn't some wild free guys move. What do you call them, Lone Rangers or Rogue. But no, man. It was all under the order of Abishai. But Abishai said, listen, let's do this. And guess what? If it went wrong and something happened, guess who would have got checked for it? Guess who would have got in trouble? Him. It was his call. The king didn't tell him to go out there and do this. He did. So it went wrong. King David would say, listen, who told you, man, to go to Bethlehem and get water, man? He would have got done for it. Why? He was chief amongst all three of them. He was in charge of them three. Keeping him.
Khan. For lifting up his spear against 300, he slew them.
And he lifts up his sword against three. His spear. A spear is like a javelin.
Khan.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a spear is like a javelin. He lifts up his spear against 300 men and slew them, man. Killed them, man. Killed 300 men with his spear. That's how skilled he was, man. Skilled and had. Listen, I don't know if you understand. 300 is a big number, man. How much is 300? I'm trying to think. What's 300 people? How much people is it?
How much people go on a plane?
How much people is it? The 300 people they're playing?
I reckon it's must be it's around that number.
So there's a lot of people. How many people on the, how many people in a nightclub?
Yes,
about 300.
Yeah, about certain clubs, isn't it? 300.
About 300, yeah, man. Imagine you one fighting everyone in the nightclub, the bouncer, the barman, everyone by yourself. The energy you need, man. This brother did it, man. This brother was skilled in battle. You had to duck and dodge and move around and wave that spear around, throw it, catch it, and he slew 300 people with that, man. And this, I don't. To me, it's not even far fetched, man. When a black man's at his A game, so I can see it, man. I can see a black man running at 100 meters in 7 seconds, man. I can see Serena Williams and Venus Williams beating everyone at tennis, and in their 40s, man. They won the last Olympics, and these women are in their 40s, and there's white women in their 20s in their prime, man. That can't beat the two sisters. Every Olympics, do you know every Olympics, yeah? The women's tennis is boiled down to one of the two sisters. It's never Venus versus so-and-so. It's never Serena versus so-and-so. Always boiled down to one or two, man. And I think Serena always wins that. But that's the best, and in their 40s. Why? Because black people are just different kettle of fish, man. Some people say that's what's different. That is supernatural. And this brother killed 200 people. To you, it's like, wow. But to us, it's normal, man. That's normal. Even our children, you know, takes about 10 policemen to lock up one of our 18-year-old children, man. Who lives off chicken and bad food. We're strong, man. And greater. But we're going to get into it to show that no matter how strong we are, without God, black man, it won't work, man. We're nothing, man. Keeping it.
For lifting up his spear against 300, he slew them and had a name among the three.
And his brother, because of how strong he was and what he did with the Philistines, had a name, had a reputation, man.
Right.
Like Mike Tyson got a name, what? For first round knockouts, man. You know, once upon a time in boxing, it's a true story. In boxing, he had knockouts, yeah? But Mike Tyson invented first round knockouts. Before that, it wasn't a thing. Now it's like, oh yeah, he won by a first round knockout. Mike Tyson set the trend, man. My uncle told me that back in the day, if you watch a Mike Tyson fight and it went past the first round, you're shocked, like, whoa. So Mike Tyson, you get seated with your popcorn, and before you know it, yeah, your popcorn's still full, your drink's still full. Mike Tyson, he invented a new thing in the game, man. First round knockout, he made a name for himself, man.
God.
He made a name, a reputation for himself, and this is what his brother did as well, man. Killed bare Philistines, so he got a reputation for himself. Keep it in.
Khan. Of the three, he was more honorable than the two.
And this brother had a higher rank than the other two. Keep it in.
Khan. Well, he was their captain.
And he was their captain. He had more rank. And, you know, he was over them. Keep it in.
Howbeit, he attained not to the first three.
Keep it in.
Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada.
Sorry, Jehoiada,
the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts. He slew two lion-like men of Moab.
And this man, you got another brother, man, who slew two lion-like men of Moab. For anyone that don't know, the Moabites are what? The Chinese, man. They call them lion. Anyone know why they call them lion-like men?
Slack said if I could.
Lucky.
Oh, Slack said something.
So lucky, because they were warriors, isn't it?
That's true. It's twofold. The warriors, a lion-like man is someone courageous, but what? Keep in mind, the lion-like men of Moab. Does anyone know? Did anyone try it again?
Slack said if I could.
Go on.
Is it saying like the way they fought was like it's like they were animals, like they didn't fight like.
There you go. Listen, the Chinese are what are the Chinese known for? The lion style, the snake style.
God.
You could be lying like men of Moab. You saw them and they go, yeah, man. This ain't nothing changed. This is their tradition from back then. Speak to them, speak to the Shaolin monks. They go, tradition goes back to blah, 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 BC. They were lying like men back then, man. Crouching tiger, hidden dragon, the snake in the eagle shadow. You know, they were lying like men doing all this lying shit, man. He goes, yo, these man, they're two lying like men. And guess what? They both got killed. Kill both of them. Let me tell you something, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Kung Fu does not work, man. It's a fact. It does not work, man. You can keep fit with it. It's good, you know. It don't work, man. Let me tell you something. This is a fact. Back then, before internet and before, you know, YouTube, we didn't know this, but it's coming out now. Let me tell you something, yeah. What put Kung Fu on the map was Kung Fu movies, man. This is a fact. Michael Jai White brought it out. He said that the Shaolin Temple was destroyed by the Japanese. We showed how great they were because Japan's a tiny country compared to China, yet they killed them. Then in the 80s, was it 60s or 80s?
Probably 70s, 80s.
70s, 80s, Kung Fu movies came out. And everyone was going to China because everyone saw Bruce Lee. They saw, you know, Chuck Norris and, you know, this Sammo Hung or whatnot. And everybody wanted to learn. Everyone like, yo, where did we learn, man? And what did they say? The people said, yeah, we're learning here, but yeah, here's what you pay. Like everything, it involves money. And they said, okay, yeah, we'll teach you. And what you got today is just, even the monks in the temple, a lot of them just gymnasts, not fighters, gymnasts. So you all see the man doing backflips with the bald hair. You're thinking, wow, this is the ancient. It's false, man. The ancient Shaolin Temple was destroyed. It's not real, black man. It's not real, man. And what's the proof? Royce Gracie, which is a Brazilian, he fights regular. He fights what? Jiu-jitsu. And he went to China and beat them all up, man. Beat them all up, man. There's a video you can watch in your spare time where Bruce Lee, you know, who claims to be the fastest man on earth, got beaten by a black man. A regular black man is that fights normal. Regular boxing works, man. Regular jiu-jitsu, that kung fu don't work, man. The back flipping and breaking stone with my hands and that stuff, and you know, one finger push-ups. It's not real, black man. It doesn't work. If it works, then why did the Europeans take over the Chinese, man? Why did the Chinese lose? Why did the Chinese lose to Japan, which is a tiny country, man? Black man, Hispanic man's not true. Why, if it's so good, why does the Chinese army today not learn kung fu? The Chinese army today don't even do kung fu in the army, man. Right. It's not real, black man. It's all smokes and mirrors. People don't run up wars. It's not true. A black man would dust 10 Chinese men easy, man. That's right. Kick up any Chinese man easy. They're so good at athletes and, you know, back flipping and all that stuff. So why don't see them in the 100-meter race, man? Right. You see the fast man on earth. I don't see them in the 100-meter race, man. I don't see them in the swimming. Meant to be so athletic and fast. I don't see them in the swimming, man. What? If I don't see them in anything, man. Cool. You know, I take it back because they actually do win the Olympics to get gold. But in the physical sports, I don't see them there, man. I don't see them next to Usain Bolt. Every time I see the steps, the gold, silver, and thingy, I see black man. You know what I mean? 1, 2, and 3. When it comes to the racing, when it comes to the long jump, when it comes to the javelin, I don't see them there, man. It's false, man. It's fake, man. Jenny Mohammed said that. Jenny Rihanna kept saying to you, why do you keep going to karate lessons, man? It's false, man. And he went to the dojo. I said to the man, master, yo, give me your best student. And he gave him his best student. He said, I wiped the floor with that more bite, man. He goes, he hit him so hard, he fired. I swear that. Listen, man, it's false, man. Read on.
Khan another one, Khan.
How can you know? How can they do that, man? Hakian's hands is faster than any mobile, man. He hit your chin with Hakian's knuckles. That mobile's gonna fold like a lawn chair, man. Right. What a bullshit, man. That take a hit and bounce back and backflip. Listen, Hakian can't backflip, man. But if he's that chin, listen, you're gonna fold, man. You gotta fold, man. All smoke and mirrors and lies, man. Keep it on.
Another one, Khan. Also, he went down and slew a lion in a pit in a snowy day.
His brother killed a lion in the pit on a snowy day, man. You know, listen, I can't walk to my car on a slippery day. The amount of time you slip, you slip, but you catch yourself. This man killed a lion on a snowy day, man. You couldn't kill a lion on your best day, let alone on a slippery day. His brother did that, man. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You look at Usain Bolt and Nigel Bennett, all these boxers, and look at their great works. Guess what? We had great works before them. Before these brothers that do great works, we had great works before that, man. We was always good at athletics and always good at fighting and always good with our hands, always physical, man. Let me tell you something. The oppressor looks like young black boys from the ghetto, man. Black boys from the ghetto that got, got no certificates or, no graduation skills of anything. And he's fascinated with how we live. He's so fascinated. He gives them record deals. He comes to the ghettos and give people like Tupac Shakur record at 17 and Biggie at 19 because he sees how we're living for. Wow, these brothers are great, man. Mike Tyson was about 19, 20 years old in his prime. 21 is young, man. He's knocking out man twice his size. They are fascinating with us, man. And guess what, black man? King David was a child when he beat Goliath, man. King David was a child when he beat that lion and when he beat that bear, man. To us, it's normal. Seeing black people talented is nothing to us. To them, it's like, wow, look at this young boy. He's only 18. He's only 12. Look at him rapping and singing and dancing. That is normal. So we've been doing it before that. We've been doing it from the Bible, man. We're going to read about King David, how as King David was a child, he beat a lion and beat a bear. Why? Because he tried to take one of his sheep, man. He tried to take one of his sheep. But guess what? We've been fighting from we was young. We've been rapping from we was young, man. We've been fixing cars from we was young. Why? Because we're just talented people. But without God, none of it means nothing, man. Keep it in mind.
Khan of the one Khan. And he slew an Egyptian, a man of great stature, 5 cubits high.
And he killed an Egyptian. He killed a Hamite. That was tall, 5 cubits high. 1 second. Let me find out how much a cubit is in the Bible. Let me see. I had a tape measure, man. I used to measure people in the Bible. To measure that Goliath and that. Cubit.
I looked it up, so it says a cubit is around 46 centimeters or 18 inches. It's the length.
All right. Times it by 5.
It's like I said. Say again.
Sorry. So how tall was it? Was it Egyptian?
Come on, he was 5 cubits high.
And a cubit's how much?
46 centimeters.
That's a ruler. That's taller than a ruler, yeah.
Khan.
Slightly.
Ruler and a half.
So times a ruler by 5 is what?
That is
the 150.
150. Khan.
That's what 15 meters.
1.5 meters. So 46.
Right.
Now 46 times 5. If I do, it's 20. It's 260 meters. So that's centimeters. So 2 meters and 60 centimeters.
Oh shit! 1 second. I think 2 meters. 2 meters. A meter.
2.6 meters. So a meter is like, I don't know, probably. I don't want to break it down.
All right, how much is 2 meters in foot?
1 meter.
I'm gonna convert it right now.
2 meters in feet. 2 meters in feet is 6'5".
6 foot. God damn. This man, he beat a basketball player up, man.
Right.
He beat a man twice his size up. And, which is normal to us, man. Which is normal. We're skilled and very crafty in the battle of warfare, man. It's nothing to us, man. Mike Tyson was short. Mike Tyson was short, man, and he beat men, double his size. Mike Tyson weren't that tall. So for us, that's normal, man. You know what I mean?
So like I said, if I could.
Go on, Rawan.
If I could convert in 2.6 meters, that's 5 cubits. It would be 8'5" or 8.5 feet.
So it was 6 foot. It was 8 foot.
Fine, sir.
That's tall, man. The biggest kill in there, man. These Hamites with a big feet. And they're still tall to this day.
Right.
He said it's still tall, man. This brother dumping them easy, man. It was nothing. Killed 2 of them. Not one, killed 2 of them, man. And that's why his name is written down here, man. It's like this.
Like, giants in the Bible, is it obviously they're animated as these massive like giants? Is it just like really tall?
Really tall. The sister said, giants in the Bible, are they, like 3, 5 fold from giants? The answer is no. Goliath was a giant. The Bible refers to Goliath as a giant. And just like what we did now, we got the brother's measurements and converted it. You can do the same with Goliath. His measurements are in the Bible. It says Goliath was certain cubits. Get the Bible dictionary, tell you how much a cubit is. Get yourself a tape measure. And Goliath was tall, but it wasn't tall to the point that he could pick you up and eat. That's all that is falling. It wasn't tall, that it wasn't so tall that when he walks the ground shook. He was tall and like, oh shit. That's why no one wanted to fight him. Goliath was like seeing the Undertaker from wrestling. Or you're probably too young for wrestling, but Big Show. He's like big, he's strong, he's tall. He's like, oh shit, I don't want a piece of this. I'm some skinny Benjamin. It's like, I don't want this. That's why everyone was scared. And he had a big spear as well. A spear that would take you probably 2 hands to hold. This man had it 1 hand on the shoulder. He looked like, fuck, I don't want no parts of this, man. That's what it meant by a giant. Didn't mean that, on the fly there. Didn't mean that it was a fee 5-4 from giant and the ground shook when he walked. That's all that is, fairy tales, man. So I guess this.
So was there any Israelites that were tall as well like that?
The Bible don't say we do know the sister goes with any Israelites tall. We do know King Saul was tall. The Bible goes where King Saul's shoulders were. That's where a man's head were. But tall like that, it doesn't really document. If someone could get Goliath's height for me, please. I believe it's 16. 1 Samuel 16:11, I believe it is. Where'd that come from?
16 and 1.
Try about 11. Let me get
17 and 4.
17 and 4.
He says his height was 6 cubits and the span.
6 cubits and a span. So the two Africans last time was got 5 cubits.
Calm.
And they was 8 foot. So he was taller. And how much? Sorry, Alban. How much? I don't want to keep picking here. How much does span?
So I'm not sure. Let me look it up.
No, Bible dictionary for me, please.
Okay.
Is it? Okay. I think span might be fingertip to fingertip. It might be. Let me see. Open that door, please. Get that fly come out.
So okay, sir.
One.
Well, 6 cubit and a span here is 9.75 feet, 9 inches.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's mad. That's crazy. Anyone got tape measure there? Oh, it's half one. No tape measure. No sweat. We'll show you how tall it was. Probably taller than his roof. What's the span? Sorry, in the Bible dictionary. You got it. It should be fingertip to fingertip. Like cubit. I feel like cubits make a fingertip to your elbow, but everyone's fingertip to the elbow is different. So they say of an average man. So I don't know what that is. Go on.
Did you know that if you open your hand like that from fingertip?
I heard that, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
It's the exact same height as you are. That's how the length of the arms from middle finger to middle finger. That's
crazy.
So if you go against the wall and do that and hold that point, it will be exact same measure when you stand up next to it.
Imagine. I'm gonna try it today. Try me. Watch this. I'm gonna try it today. You have to go play it. I'm gonna try it today. So like you got me, Albert.
Come on, sir. It says a span equals 3 palms or 9 inches.
So according to the Bible, a span. You're like the modern span. A span is what? 9 inches.
9 inches, yeah.
Okay, that's long enough. All right, cool. Do you know why it says cubits and span? Does anyone know why?
That's what they used to measure in those days, cubits and spans, right?
That's true, but why is it mixing up measurements?
Salaki, why is it what, sir?
Mixing up different types of measurements.
Salaki, can you elaborate, sir?
Why is it saying cubits, which is one measurement, then a span, which is another measurement?
Like a cubit would be a certain size, yeah, and a span would be half of something of that cubit, right?
That's right, but why is it saying a cubit and a span? Go on.
Look at one. Is it like length times width type of thing?
Nah, it's simple. Just
More to get like a more accurate.
More accurate, yeah. So the smaller measurements you use to get the precision, but use the big measurements to get the general. You feel me? Like for instance, if you might say it's 10.5 centimeters, using the 0.5 to get the accuracy. You're using the cubit, which is the big one, and then to get more closer, it uses a small measurement, which is span. That's the reason why. I mean, that makes sense. It's like saying 5 foot and 3 inches. You're using feet and inches, but to get it accurate, the inches is the small part, and the foot is the big part. So to get it accurate, you use the foot and the inches to get it accurate. That's why it's saying 5 cubits and a span. It's like one.
Similar now, isn't it? Like people, like Michael Jordan is 6'6". It's like 6 foot and then 6. You know what I mean? Like,
There you go, 6'6". You know what I mean? It's a foot starts at 1. He's smaller than he's 6'6". So it's smaller than 7. So you got his small measurements for you know what I mean, man. You know what I mean? That makes sense. That's why I'm saying that.
If I could. So doing the conversion, Goliath would have been 9'9", and the other Egyptian would have been 8'6", about 8'6".
And that's what it was. And anyone got a tape measure, a 9'5" man, when he walks, the ground don't shake. There's 9-foot people around today. A 9-foot person don't pick someone up like this and put them in their mouth. They don't, they don't kick down buildings like King Kong and Godzilla. They're just very tall human beings. That's all it is. The Bible's not a fairy tale book. There's tall people, and nobody wanted to fight them. And that's why when they went into the land, when we went to the land of Jerusalem and we saw all these giants, we were scared. We saw an army of tall people. Like, fuck, I don't want past this. That's all it was. They weren't giants. You can't kill a giant. Giants, size of a skyscraper. That's not what it was on about. So, any more on that regarding King David's mighty men? I think we got the point anyway. So I'll let you know that. Give me how can I give you Deuteronomy 28:7?
Come on, counter. Deuteronomy 28:7. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
There you go. And guess what? No matter how strong we are, no matter how good we are in battle, who is the reason why our enemies are smitten? The Lord. Our enemies don't die because we're strong. They don't die because of this brother here that killed a lion in a pit. They don't die because a brother killed 10 Africans who was 8 foot tall. They die because the Lord's on our side, black man. It don't matter how strong we are. We are strong. Records show that. TV shows that. The sports channel shows that. But regardless, black man, it's the Lord on our side. It won't matter, man. Our enemies will still kill us, man. We died today, and we got brothers 50 and old like Floyd Mayweather, man. Right. We died today, and we got brothers like Mike Tyson, man, that were knocking people out in the first round. We died today, and we got brothers that can kill the 100-meter race, man. Because nonetheless, black man, no matter how strong we are, if we don't serve the Lord, we will die, man. No matter how we are great, we do some powerful things, but we are nothing if God is not on our side. It doesn't matter how strong we are. It doesn't matter how smart we are. A black woman created open heart surgery, man. A black man created the fridge, man. A black man created the peanut butter, the traffic lights. A black man made the railroads, man. And all this knowledge, black man, we can't get off drugs. You know why? Because God is on our side. With all this knowledge and wisdom, black man, we can't unite as a people. Why? Because God is on our side. With all this knowledge, black man, we can't open up black businesses. You know why? Because God is on our side. It don't matter how strong we are, how wise we are, the Most High is not on our side, and therefore nothing can work, man. Right. This is how enemies flee from before you, black man. Not by how much push-ups you do, not by how strong you do. Ultimately, it's the Lord's on your side or not. Read it again, Baba Kushar.
Quran Khan. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways.
And the Lord said, I will make your enemies come to you one way. They'll come as a whole group of them, a whole bunch of them. They'll come to you one way, man. And when it's all done and said, I will make them scatter 7 ways, man. They'll all flee back into their own land 7 ways. Why? Because God's on our side, man. Keep it in.
Quran Khan, the Lord shall command the blessing. Hold on, Salakia. Yeah, Khan. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses.
All right, no sweat. Today I'll probably cook it with 1 Samuel 4:7. I'm going to show you how strong we were back in the day. I'm going to show you how strong we were. And even though we were strong and mighty, guess what? When God wasn't on our side, it didn't work, man. I'm going to show you how strong we were. Strong in ancient times, man. We had a name, we had a reputation, man. And nonetheless, if God wasn't on our side, it didn't work, man. I'm going to show you right quick. Samuel 4:7. So this is the time we went out to battle against the Philistines. And this is what happened. 4 and boom, 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 boom. 7. Go on, give me verse. Give me verse 5.
Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 5. And when the ark of the covenant of the Lord came into the camp, all Israel shouted with a great shout, so that the earth rang again.
Again, that's a slang in the Bible. You know, everyone watched 300. Everyone's just, yeah, everyone charging. So the earth rang, the earth shaking. The earth didn't shake. It was very, very loud. You know, when everyone goes, charge! We at battle right now. You know what I mean? The Ark of the Covenant come, everyone excited. Like, come on, get everyone hyped up, man. You go for a fight, you get some hyped up, and you know what I mean? That's just natural. Always been that way. So the Ark of the Covenant came, Israel got charged, got hyped, started shouting, the earth started shaking. You know, keep it in.
Okay, verse 6. And when the Philistines heard the noise of the shout, they said, what meaneth the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews?
And the Philistines heard it and they thought, shit, what are these men shouting for? Like what happened? You know, a minute ago they're quiet, now they're shouting. What's going on? Keep it in.
Okay. And they understood that the ark of the Lord was come into the camp.
And they understood, they go, oh shit, the ark must have came. The reason why they're getting all hype now, they're getting ready to battle now. The ark must have came. The Philistines getting shook like, oh God, this is serious, man. Keep it in.
Verse 7. And the Philistines were afraid, for they said, God is come into the camp.
Look at that, man. Philistines got scared and said, oh my God, the gods are here, man. God is here, man. They said it. God is here. God is in the camp. He's here, and they got shook. They weren't scared because of, you know, even though we're strong, they weren't scared because of us. They're scared because they knew that God was with us, man. I was petrified and said, oh my God, the gods are here. You do that. They called us the gods. They're like, damn, God is here. Yo, this ain't gonna work. They heard about our reputation, how strong we were, how fast we were, and they heard us screaming and thought, yo, it's getting serious. Keep it in.
Okay. And they said, woe unto us, for there has not been such a thing heretofore.
Watch that. Read verse 8. This is my part. This is how strong we were. This is how mighty we were. This is how great we were. Look what the Philistines call us. Verse 8.
Verse 8. Woe unto us.
And it said, woe unto us.
Who shall deliver us?
It said, woe unto us. It said, oh my God, we are effed. We are fucked. Yo, these men is serious now. Death unto us. We are done out here, man. Read the next part. Who shall deliver us?
God. Who shall deliver us out of the hands of these mighty gods?
And they call us gods, man. Imagine that we are gods compared. They heard about the Most High being with us. They heard about Usain Bolt running 100 meters. They heard about us running up walls. They heard about Moses parting the Red Sea. They heard about a man killing 10 men with a spear. They heard about a man killing lions and Moabites. And they said, fuck, these men are gods, man. These men here are gods, man. These men are supernatural, man. These men are superhuman, man. These men ain't normal, man. They heard about Mike Tyson hitting. They said Mike Tyson hits the speed of a 30 miles per hour. That is superhuman. In fact, let me research that again because it's been a while. I might be exaggerating. Bear with me. Imagine Mike Tyson is so great here. It's 2023, and I'm still quoting Mike Tyson, man. I could quote someone new. I could quote David Hay, but what Mike Tyson laid down was just crazy. Like you can't, you even call it Iron Mike because of how strong he was. Come on, man.
Even at the fight the other day, Tyson was there, did the coin flip for who's going to walk out first. They stood up and
see, come on, man. All right, watch it. It says, moreover, Iron Mike is estimated to have a punch power of up to 1,600 joules. Please, Albert, if you can find out what joules is, Joules. This beat one of the hardest punches Rocky Marciano's record, who was
you said Jules?
Jules or Joules, Joules.
Oh yes, can't. That's measurement.
Rocky Marciano's record of 1,256. Not even close, man. It was revealed that the power of Tyson's punch is equivalent to being shot by 13 people using a 22 caliber pistol, using a flat jacket. Come on, man. You see that coming towards you. You're gonna say, yo, God is here, man. You know why? No average man could punch with that power, man. When you see a man run 100 meters in 7 seconds, you gotta say that's God right there, man, because no man can do such a thing, man. When you see one man kill 1,000, you know God is here, man. What he's doing isn't natural, man. Isn't normal, man. What's a Jules like here?
It says joules measure work. So 1 joule is equal to the work done by a force of 1 Newton to move an object 1 meter in the direction of the force. So, for example, gravity exerts about 1 Newton of force on an apple. So that's
the So 1 joule can move an item a meter.
Count.
And Mike Tyson hits what 1,600. Come on, man. So if he punches you, he's moving you 1,600 meters, man. That's. I mean, have you seen a bridge? A bridge is only 4 meters, and the bridge is high. Your average bridge is if you look at it, it's 4 meters high. And Mike Tyson can hit someone to the. Sorry, what object can it move? Sorry, any object or a certain object?
It just says, but the work done by a force of 1 Newton. It's kind of hard to break it down.
The fact is, Mike Tyson hits hard, and the nation forced to say, "Yo, the gods are here, man. Shit, serious? Keep it in."
Woe unto us, who shall deliver us out of the hands of these mighty gods?
And they said, "Shit, who can deliver us? Like we are F's. Who's gonna help us, man? Out of these mighty gods, man. These strong men, these mighty men." You know what I mean? When people worship, why do people worship gods? Because they believe that gods are superior to them. They worship the sun god because they believe the sun gives them. They believe a god gives them sun. A god gives them something that they can't do themselves. A god does something that someone human can't do. And they saw the gods. They thought the way these men are running, that ain't human. The way they're jumping, that ain't human. The way they're talented, that ain't human. Keep it in.
Salakia, sir.
Go on.
May I just add to what you're saying here? It says here, Ernie Shavers hit me harder than any other fighter, including Mike Tyson. Holmes admitted later, being hit by Mike Tyson was like getting hit by a speeding Ferrari. But being hit by Ernie Shavers was like being hit by a Mack truck.
He said, no wonder that mobile farted, man. You would as well get hit by that type of force. He said, you're gonna put, man. It's a lucky. It's like
Until him fart.
Damn, yeah.
Shavers was a Judite.
I rather just said the same thing what you said, Hakian.
Yeah.
Shavers is when the hardest hit him. Judites.
He was.
Damn, that's crazy, man. Yeah, man. He get hit like that, boy. He bound to win, but carry on. Stop on.
These are the gods that smoked the Egyptians with all.
And they heard about our name, they heard about our reputation, and this happened thousands of years ago, happened ages ago. This is history right now. Moses been dead, Joshua's been dead. Later on, imagine our history is that. You know how I'm speaking about Mike Tyson and his legacy is old. Our history was that popular. They go, these are the men that put the Egyptians on. Oh shit, I don't want no part of this, man. Yo, what we gonna do, man? You know what I mean? Keep it in.
These are the gods that smote the Egyptians with all the plagues in the wilderness.
Then you go on like, I don't want no parts of this, man. I read in the history how did the Egyptians, I read about this. I don't want no part of it, man. Please, what we gonna do? Keep it in.
Verse 9. Be strong and quit yourselves like men. All ye Philistines.
One of the Philistines says, listen, man, stop being afraid, man. Quit yourself, be strong, man. Man up, man. Keep it in.
That ye be not servants unto the Hebrews.
And one of the Philistines said, listen, man, damn that, man. We're going to fight against them, man. We're not going to be their servants. We ain't going to be their slaves. Keep it in.
As they have been to you, quit yourselves like men and fight.
And one of them gave him courage and said, listen, fight them, man. Fight. Stop being so scared and being a pussy. Stop fight them, man. It's like, yeah.
It's like you said, Goliath's still alive here, right?
Yeah, Goliath is about 6, I believe.
That's why they still put a little boost in. A couple of them are still a little boost.
Yeah, we later about you realize that Goliath is chapter 6, I believe. Yeah, keep it in.
Verse 10. And the Philistines fought, and Israel was smitten, and they fled every man into his tent.
There you go, man. And why? Because the Lord was not on our side, man. We was called the gods. They were scared of us and their reputation. We the army full of strong men and heavy hitters and skilled men with the spear and with the bow. But God wasn't with us, man. And the Philistines killed us, man. Even though they were scared of us, even though they were petrified, still killed us, man. Why, black man? Because strength means nothing if God ain't on your side, man. Strength means nothing if you're not walking with the Most High, man. God does it impossible. And God, you think, my muscle, I can win this fight. I'm strong, I'm trained. God will make you lose, black man, if you disobey him, man. God didn't make some little Chinese boy beat you up, man. Even though you're doing in the gym, you're doing day in, day out, eating right, nutrition, everything. As a little Chinese boy will beat you up, man, because you ain't serving the Lord, man. You will do push-ups to be healthy and running around, and God will let a flu. He let a flu kill you, man. If you ain't serving him, and we lost. They were scared. They called us gods, man. So I'm not making it up. You know how rough we were. They said it. They said, yo, the gods are here, man. And they killed us. Why? Because God was not on our side, man. The Most High was not on our side. Being strong, being this is good, but means nothing, black man. It's the Most High ain't on our side, man. Someone get me
and slack the other one.
Go on.
Just like in slavery days, we had, you had some puny Edomites, holding so much of us on the plantation and keeping us in order, man.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
On the plantation, have anyone seen slaves before? Yo, slaves were cut up and ripped, man. When Master was eating the chicken and the hog back and all that stuff that they call, delicious food, whatever, we were eating the greens. All the stuff Master want the greens and stuff, which now they know that greens is healthy, but back then greens for poor people, man. The greens and lettuce and so forth, and we're picking up this and chopping trees. Slaves was caught and big, man. But guess what? The same slaves, all them 1,000 slaves were scared of one overseer, man, and a horse to the whip. We're scared. Why? Because Lord was with us, even though we're strong, we were doing stuff that Master could never do. We was fit. Master weren't fit, man. But likewise, the Lord went with us. That's why one white man was able to, control the whole plantation of black people, man. Imagine that. One white man on a horse, man, with a whip looking, and strong black man that could snap him in half. We was scared of shit. Put your head down, man. Don't let me see you not working. Scared and everything. And these men was caught up, man. When you see the arms, everything caught up, eating proper as well, eating proper, living proper. You know what I mean? But again, the Lord went with us, man. So that's how it is. Okay, if you could get me Judges 15 and 15.
Come on. Judges 15. And he found a new jawbone of an ass and put forth his hand and took it.
No, in fact, that also looks like a. Give me Salaki. Give me 13, Salaki. One of my favorite stories, man. I can't have it breeze over it so quick. This is Samson, the Danite. You know what I mean? Which today he'll be from Manasseh. You know what I mean? So it'll be what? Cuban. It's a whole Britain itself. But that's why. Danites, it's a Britain itself. Danites were too small, so they got dissolved. They got dissolved into Manasseh. So today, Samson's walking around thinking he's a Manasseh. He's not the Danite, but Dan was so small that they was housed in Manasseh. You're not. So imagine this. Imagine here. No. Imagine this here. Your tribes are families, and Dan, after the captivity, Dan was so small that he wasn't a tribe of his own no more. He wasn't big enough to be a tribe, so he just joined Manasseh. So still a Danite. It's like, for instance, here, I got low.
So the Danites today are in Manasseh.
Yeah, thinking that they're Manassites.
So when we ask today, when people ask me today, what happened to the Danites? Where are they? We can answer them by saying they're in Cuba.
Yeah, they're still
mixed in with,
and they're still Danites. You can't change the bloodline, but they became so small. Imagine me and Captain Prussia are brothers, literally blood brothers. And imagine my family was. Prussia had his sons, which were one tribe. I got my sons, their tribe, together with one family. Prussia's sons was so small that they moved into my house. So now they're all under my roof and they all come under the house of Krafia. They're still his sons, but they wasn't big enough to have their own land and their own house, so they moved into mine. That's happened with Dan.
Where's the precepts for that?
Genesis 49. Give me
And what's is Ephraim taking it away?
1 second.
Was it just Manasseh?
The scripture you want is Deuteronomy 32 and 22, talking about where Dan is in the last days. It said, Dan shall leap from Bashan, and Bashan's a place where Manasseh dwells. There's more as well. That's the one on top of my head.
Does Ephraim have anything to do with that?
No, not to know of.
Just Manasseh.
Manasseh, yeah. So if Samson around today, he'll think he's a Manasseh. He's not. He's a Danite, or he'll think that because it's so small. He'll think he is. But you can't see the bloodline. He still is. What's like? Read that, Baba Kushar, 14.
Go on, 13, sir.
13, go on.
And they spake unto him, saying, No, but we will bind thee fast and deliver thee into their hands.
There you go. So, 1 second. Okay, so what happened was, Samson was a man here, a black man, and he lived under the oppression of the Philistines, and it was causing too much ruckus, man. It was causing too much ruckus. And what do black people say when you cause too much ruckus? If you're a black man with braids, what do your grandma say? Just cut your hair, man. You know what I mean? Just hold it down, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna upset the white man. Cut your hair, man. Stop talking like that, man. Stop walking with the butt, man. Put on a suit, man. Stop doing too much. And Samson was starting problems, arguing with the Philistines, and black people got pissed. So what did we do? We read it right here. They said, we will bind you fast and deliver you to their hands. So black people said, you know what? The Philistines wanted Samson, and black people didn't want to defend him. They didn't want to say, he's one of our brothers, man. We just give him over, just like we do all the time. We don't want. Anyone know a brother called the Dodos in Jamaica? Dodos. Jamaica said no. One of our people. You can't come to our country to take him. But guess what? Jamaica didn't want to smoke. But no argument. Take Dodos, man. Take him. Same thing with Samson. Samson was, burning the Philistines' cotton fields and burning up their plantations. And our brothers being coons and just take him. So we're gonna bind you fast. Bind means to handcuff you, and fast means tight. You're fasting your seatbelt. We're gonna bind you fast, tie you up, and give you to the Philistines. Keep it in.
But surely we will not kill thee.
But surely they said, we're not going to kill you. Samson, we're not going to kill you, but we are going to deliver you to them. Sorry, I don't want to, but it's starting too much fuckery. You know what I mean? Cause us problems. They ask for you, we're going to give you to them. Keep it in.
Quran Khan. And they bound him with 2 new cords and brought him up from the rocks.
And they bound him with 2 new cords, man. So them cords are strong. When a man got a cord that's been used a couple of times, it's fair. You imagine a rope that's been used, 10 years. It gets weak after time. You bound a man with a new cord. That cord's tight, man. They bound Samson with 2 new cords and bound him by a rock. You know what that means? When you bound a man. Like imagine a man goes, listen, meet me at such a place. You leave a suitcase there. Then Samson, I want him here at such a place, such a rock. They bound him, ran off, left him there for the Philistines to take him. Keep it in. 14, Baba Kushar. You're on mute, Hakayan.
Oh, Salakia, sir. And when he came unto Lee, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him.
There you go. And this is what everyone talks about. Samson was strong. Samson killed all these people at Jawbone. This is the part they missed, man. Samson's strength wasn't because of the push-ups, man. Right. Samson's strength wasn't because of his hair, man. Read the part that gave him strength again. Read it again.
Come on.
Spirit of the Lord.
Khan. The Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him.
And that's why Samson was strong, man, because the Spirit of the Lord was with him, man. People think Samson got weak because he cut his hair. No. He lost he lost his power. Why? Because the Lord wasn't with him. The Lord said, listen, you should imagine this here. The Lord goes, Samson should not cut his hair. That's what he said. Samson broke his oath. So the Lord took his spirit away. His hair itself didn't have power in there. The Lord gave him a deal. So I'm gonna be with you as long as you do this. He didn't do it. So the Lord backed up. But the hair itself wasn't magic. It wasn't magical hair.
Right.
And they make it like the hair look magic, and they cut the hair. So therefore, his strength left him. No, God was what gave him his hair, and God had rules. God had rules for Samson, for God to be with him. God said, you can't drink no wine. You can't have a heathen woman. You can't go to a funeral. You can't cut your hair. Samson didn't keep it. So the Lord left him. The hair wasn't magic. When his hair grew, he started to get strong. That was it, man. God was what gave him his strength, man. As we read it right here. Read that part again.
God. And when he came unto Lee, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him.
And it's the Bible, the Lord came upon him. But to read, everyone knows the famous story about Samson with a jawbone of an ass, man. Gosh. And it all happened because the Spirit of the Lord came upon him. This is what made Samson strong, man. This is what made him mighty. Read on.
Khan. And the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from his hands.
Imagine that, these brand new ropes, he bust them. You know what flax is? Flax, yeah? It's like a thin piece of It's like barley. They got these cores like flax. Not only was the cord like flax, they're like flax burnt. You burn flax, you know, it turns to dust. The way he bossed it was like nothing. He bossed these ropes like it was flax burnt in the fire. Samson, he just bossed it, man. This wasn't because of his hair. This wasn't because of the push-ups he did. Because God was with him, and Samson just bossed these ropes.
So the Spirit of God in this case, would it be a bit more than his vibe? Like, would it be
The vibe of the Lord come upon him. It's like some brothers at camp and the Spirit of the Lord comes upon them and they're blazing and doing some stuff. Or the vibe, when the Spirit of the Lord comes upon you, you do what the Lord wants you to do. And the vibe comes upon him and this man got fire, man.
Salakia, sir.
Go on.
Just to add to that as well, yeah. I mean, what's another thing that has impressive that Samson done? I mean, I don't know if anyone's seen the size of a lion, yeah, but I look at them on wildlife programs, and them things have got some serious power and size. And the scripture says, he tore it like threads,
There you go, man. Listen, Hakia, no, I don't care how much watching shows. No watching shows more than me, man. David Attenborough's my dog, man. I've been watching the Lions. Man. I'm watching Lions, and the Lions, their mouth is massive, man.
Massive.
I think a lion is like the same size, like 6 foot or something like that. Am I exaggerating? The tall anyway.
We'll find out for you.
On all fours, tall as shit. And they said you saw a lion here, you wouldn't even think to fight it, man. You even just freeze or run. Lions, I think, if you see his big face looking at you, just freeze, man. And Samson messed one of his lions up, man. Beat one up, man. Killed him, broke him up, everything. And why? The Spirit of the Lord was upon him, man.
Right.
And you're reading it now, you're thinking, that's far-fetched. Yeah, I know it's far-fetched. And the Holy Ghost, now you're going to hear about Usain Bolt and go, that's far-fetched. That's crazy. It's fake, man. Boom. You're going to read about Serena and Venus Williams. You're going to hear about Mike Tyson hitting man with what? 101,226 joules. So, you're going to hear about man getting licked by the force of a Ferrari. You're going to say, no, that ain't true, man. You know it sounds fake, man, because you can't do it, man. So, like, you got it. Okay.
Can't, sir. What? The height of a lion, yeah?
Can't.
On all fours is 6'5".
On all fours, that's tall, man. Shit. It's broad too. When that rolls, just piss yourself. When the Spirit of the Lord come upon Samson, listen, you dealt with that lion, man. It's like this is.
I love it because if the natural strength wouldn't do that, so if you say like the Spirit of the Lord, would it be like fucking strength as well?
Yeah, absolutely. The sister goes, your natural body can't do that. So how come we can do it with the Spirit of the Lord? Okay. Now, the brothers out there naturally are shy. Naturally. In fact, I met a lot of brothers and naturally was calm, quiet people. When they're on the streets, there's somebody else. Why is that? The Spirit of the Lord's upon them, man. I've seen brothers that, it's quiet, calm, when they get that mic, it's loud as somebody else.
Right.
The Spirit of the Lord and who you are naturally, it's two different things. You can be skinny and nobody, but when the Spirit of the Lord's upon you, you're somebody else.
Come on.
Weak. When the Spirit of the Lord's upon you, you're strong. You can be quiet. When the Spirit of the Lord's upon you, you're blazing. You can't stop. That's how it works, man.
Still lucky, sir.
Remember, the Spirit of the Lord's upon you. This ain't your spirit no more. Your spirit's quiet, but you ain't got your spirit no more. The Lord put His Spirit upon you. So who cares what you are? Right about now, you got the Spirit of the Lord. You got the vibe, the characters of the Lord, and you're somebody else, man. Go on, Hakian.
Still lucky, sir. Yeah, you're right. I mean, just to add to that as well, when I go to camp, right, this thing just come right over me. Every single time I go to camp, this thing come over me where I'm hardened. I can't control it, and I'm just hardened, and there's nothing I can do about it. And that's there, I believe, is the Spirit of the Lord.
Absolutely, man.
Fully.
You got brothers that are, not really that, type of person. When that camp, they're courageous, strong, and fearless. And you know what I mean? It's the Spirit of the Lord upon them. Or you see brothers that come in here that were timid and so forth, and give them time in the truth. You get the Lord Spirit and there's somebody else, man. You think this is so-and-so. That's why you get a new name. You got a new person. The other person, he was petrified and he was shy and he was soft. Well, now you're somebody else now, man. You act different, look different. With Daya other man, Meshach saw him, had to take a picture. So like, put on his spot. Meshach saw him, was like, yo, can I take a picture right now? Send me that ASAP. I'm like, huh? Like, nah, man, it's different, man. Because he's somebody else, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else. You remember that, right? You probably thinking, why is Pep taking a picture of me for, man? Salakia, I was ordered to you, okay? That's all. Carry on.
Quran Khan. Verse 15, and he found the new jawbone of an ass.
Bro, so imagine Samson, it's some black man shit, man. It's a black man road. Black man will pick up. Imagine you bust the ropes and you're searching for something. You know what I mean? Usually a brother will find a beer buckle or something. If you're Benjamin, use a Heineken buckle. You know what I'm saying? Fighting 10 man, he's looking for something, man, or a stone. So Samson busted down. He saw a jawbone of an ass, a new one.
Yeah.
I mean, the donkey that recently died, recently rotten, and the jawbone's there. I used to keep a jawbone in school, isn't it? Should be up there. But anyway, carry on. So he saw a jawbone of the ass. He needed something to, like, you know, sometimes you look a weapon. You know, you're outnumbered. You like pick up a glass bottle or a stick or something. So a jawbone of the ass. Fuck this, picked it up. Improvise quick. Boom. Picked up the jawbone. Keep it in.
Quran Khan. And put forth his hand and took it and slew 1,000 men therewith.
Oh, 1,000 men. Imagine that, man. You know, a jawbone. Do you know what a jawbone here is here and it's attached to your skeleton? Do you know what it's called? It's attached to your skeleton. Sorry. Your jawbone is attached to your skull. Do you know what your skull's job is to do? Your skull acts as a helmet. It's to keep your brain safe. I mean, your skull probably, you can take licks and if your skull's to fracture or break, you get a concussion, which is very rare because it's meant to be strong. And your jawbone attached to it, man. And Samson swinging a jawbone, busting open heads, man. And if anyone got a jawbone of an ass as well, this part here that hooks got sharp. So he's slicing people and hitting people and swinging it, man, and busting heads open and, blood going everywhere. And Samson's getting it in, man, swinging it and breaking noses and beat a whole army with a jawbone of an ass, man. You know what I mean? And how could it always happen? Because the Lord helped him, and the Lord did this for him. This wasn't him. He wasn't skilled and wise and everything. God did this, man. Keep it in.
Quran Khan. And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men.
There you go, man. Samson is bragging now, man. Like heaps upon heaps, man. You know the ones that Jamaica say whole heap. It meant to be a whole heap, but say whole heap. Don't ask me why. A heap is like a mountain. Saying heaps of, I got man lying on the ground, heaps of man dead with just a jawbone of an ass, man. Boasting. So he always like me saying, listen, imagine like you hit a man with a one bomb, like see that there, there's one punch. He's boasting now. Keep it in.
Quran Khan. And it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand and called that place.
He threw the jawbone away, and then the spirit leaves him now, comes off him. What happens to him? Keep it in.
And he called that place Ramath Lee. Is it Lehi or Lee?
In fact, hold him. Let me see what it means. 1 second. He called that place. 1 second. Bear with me. 2 seconds. But anyone got the blue letter?
Come on, sir.
You find out what that means for me, Ramath Lee.
It's like, how do you spell Ramath? Or just
it must have something to do with this fight. Has to, because the reason why it's R.A.
Ramath. R-A-M-A-T-H.
Oh, lucky. Means jawbone heights, is it?
What does it mean?
Jawbone heights.
There you go. So he called the name of that place Jawbone Heights. Why? Because he beat man with a jawbone in that place. The ones there, he named it after. Imagine he beat 100 man with a jawbone and named the place Jawbone Heights. That's just how. Whenever I read the Bible, it says the court name, blah 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 blah. Always find out what it means. Always, because it got something to do with that story. Always do it that way.
Imagine, like you said. Imagine back in them days, you say, "Yeah, man, may I go down to Jawbone Heights."
Yeah, exactly. Instance, in Birmingham, they got a place called Pigeon Park. And officially, it's not called Pigeon Park. I can't remember the name, or something else. But what it is, there's so much pigeons in that place. They call it Pigeon Park. And this man here, he bossed up man with this jawbone. There's heaps of dead man over this jawbone. He's like, yo, from now on, this place called Jawbone Heights, man. You know what I'm saying? But every rule before allow that. And for now, a man like, yeah, go to Jawbone Heights. And give me some number. Like we do at the time, man. There'll be an area in the ends where it's dangerous and we call it front line. I'm going to the front line. Go front line. Yeah, link up front line, man. This is how black people deal, man. Because of what happened here, I call the place Jawbone Heights, man. Keep it in.
Quran Khan, and he was sore athirst and called on the Lord and said,
There you
that
go.
was given.
So after beating them all up, he's tired, man. Like anyone does a sprint or anyone does a workout afterwards, like, he out of breath with a thirst when I call upon the Lord. Keep it in.
Quran Khan, thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant.
There you go. God did it. God gave it this great deliverance into the hand of his servant. It was nothing that he did himself. Keep it in.
Quran Khan, and now shall I die for first?
And I should say, listen, Lord, if they say, Lord, you use me to kill the Philistines, they're gonna kill me. Come on, man. You know, you must love me because you just use me to kill the Philistines. And they help me one way and let me die. Come on, man. Like, look out for me, man. Keep it in.
And now should I die for first and fall into the hands of the uncircumcised?
There you go, man. He's insulting him. He goes, Lord, just use me to kill the Philistines. Like, you want to die first and fall into the hands of the uncircumcised. He's insulting them, man. It's like we insult them today, man. We call them heathen, Gentiles, uncircumcised. Can you imagine that, black man? Today, we are the proverb. Today, we're the nigger, we're the coon, we're the wetback, we're, the Carlas and the shitties and, the people that don't want to work and them people. Back then, black man, we were so up here, we had nicknames for them, man. The uncircumcised. Shut up, man. You uncircumcised. We'll go back to your uncircumcised, man. Uncircumcised. Right. We had words for them, man. And this man goes, you let me die by the hands of the uncircumcised. Didn't even call them by name. Then let me die by the hand of the uncircumcised. Imagine this, black man. We were so up there. We were so up there that, guess what? We didn't even call nations by their name, man. We just called them the heathen.
Right.
And that gangsters hell. You know how like your Jamaicans think they're better than every other island, and they just call them small island. They don't always say, oh, he's from Barbados, call them small island, meaning like, they're beneath us. We call them the heathen. They're hard as shit, like this, the Gentiles, man. Meaning it's so insignificant to say Moab. You know, Mizraim. Just them heathen, man. Just hit them with a blanket statement, like them heathen. That's how we hit them. That's how up there it was. But now we're so low, we beg to be them, man. We beg to be Chinese in me, Like Cooley, on my father's side. I got little quarter, but there was heathen. They're so insignificant. We didn't even say where they're from. Just heathen, Gentile, uncircumcised. All of that's one of them. They weren't one of us. Just this is how Jamaicans. You're not one of us. Just small island, man. We don't even take time out to find out where. And that's how we dealt with the other nations, man. Keep it in.
Quran Khan, but God clave an hollow place that was in the what?
In the what? Sorry.
In the and it's IAWE. What's that?
Jaw.
Jaw. Salakia.
You must have an Old English Bible, yeah.
I've got the Old English one here. Salakia. Yeah. And there came water out thereout. And when he drank, his spirit came again, and he revived.
There you go. So the Lord did a miracle, man. He made water spring out of the ground, and he drank, and he was revived, and he was refreshed and rejuvenated. Keep it in.
Quran Khan. Wherefore he called the name thereof En Hakor.
Someone please find out what that means, please. What the Enkano must have something to do with what happened here. Keep it in.
Quran Khan, which is in Lehi unto this day.
Okay. Get that.
Spring of the caller.
There you go. He called this place spring because obviously water sprang at the ground. That's why he called it. Go on.
Called on the name of the name.
And
1 second.
Oh, Salakia.
Yeah, the brother said Lehi.
Lehi. Yeah.
Lehi or Lehi. However you pronounce it, I'm not too sure. But yeah. So that land is still there to this day. Anything else? Any questions?
Can't. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years.
Yeah, and he judged for 20 years. Let you know how long he judged for. This is the book of the Judges before we had kings. So before we had kings, we had judges. You know what I mean? There always was men over Israel. There never anyone doing their thing. There was people over us. And Samson, did the thing for 20 years.
Was he a Nazarite?
And Samson
was a Nazarite, for I believe. Yeah, he was supposed to never drink wine. They say grapes, but it means wine. That doesn't mean he can't have vinegar. Vinegar in the Bible means wine. He was never supposed to cut his hair, be around dead bodies and so forth. Certain things like that. That was his vow to the Lord, and he broke that. So the Lord left him. The vow didn't have power in there. The hair didn't have power in there. it was the Lord. Like for instance, we can't eat crab, shrimp, and lobster, yeah? And we don't get blessed because we don't eat crab, shrimp, and lobster. We don't eat that, and then the Lord blesses us. You feel me? It's not in the pork itself. Like we keep the Sabbath day and the feast days, and by the feast day don't give us power because we keep it. It's the Lord that goes keep my feast days. Let me bless this brother. You feel me? It's not that itself. Go on.
So, like you said, just one other thing.
One second. Okay, hold your point here. Don't forget it.
All right. Come.
Question class.
Why do the Christians say Christ was the Nazarite? Where's that?
I have no idea. In fact, the brother's question was, why do Christians say Christ was a Nazarite? Because Christians are stupid, and Christ is a Nazarene. He's not a Nazarite. A Nazarene is someone that comes from Nazareth. It's like someone that comes from Birmingham is a Brummie. Someone that comes from Manchester, the Mancunian. Christ is a Nazarene, who comes from Nazareth. A Nazarite is someone that keeps the Nazarite vow. But Christians don't in the Bible. This is stupid. So like I hear.
Cancer, and it never mentions Samson's height, does it, or his stature, does it at all?
Nah, for all we know, he's small, man. For all we know, he's short, man.
Come on.
Keep doing these supernatural strengths. That's how black people are. You know, black people are so great here. We defy the the rules of physics, man. Do you know Usain Bolt is not built for running? They said he's not built for running. It's too long. We get his beating it, man. You know, in basketball, there's brothers that are small, that are still dominating. We're not built for it, but we do it anyway. Do you know in slavery, you got Ray Charles that's blind. A blind man should not be playing no piano, man. But yeah, he does it, man. The black people are so great, we do things that we're not even supposed to do. You feel me? That's what we are, man. You got Stevie Wonder that's blind. I mean, last thing a blind man should be doing is playing the piano, man. Not only does he play the piano, he plays it better than people with eyes. That's how great we are, man. You know what I mean? So who knows? But, any other questions before we wrap up or anything? All right, then with that, I'm hand it over to Priest and Prophet. Trooper Radaya Allah. But
So, and the sisters of Christ, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Torah.
Yahweh Shema, Al-Daba, Hashem, Yahushai.
Shema Al-Daba, Hashem, Yahushai.
Yahweh B'tah, Christ is